call, please, so that we can greet.
Hare Krishna, Chinmay Prajapriya Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. Krishna Prabhupada, this is Preeti Vidasini Devidasi from Atlanta. Thank you for your warm welcoming and thank you so much, Kirtida Sundari Mataji, for that perfect chanting. Hare
Hare Krishna, Preeti Vilasini Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Srila Gurudev. Thank you, Mataji. Thank you for all your services. Thank you for everything. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Chinmay Prajapriya Mataji, this is Sukhakar Krishnadas from Chennai. Thanks for allowing me to join your Sangha. Thank you. Hare Krishna. All goes to Prabhupada and all goes to Bhakti Sanga devotees.
Hare Krishna, Sukhakara Prabhuji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Srila Gurudev. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for joining. Your presence gives us a very nice feeling. And thank you for being with us all the time, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, this is Bala Vrinda.
Hari Bol, Bala Vrinda, welcome. Thank you, sweetie. You could be doing 10,000 other things, but you're here listening to Hari Katha, such a beautiful child. Welcome to the call. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srila Gurudev ki jai, sweetie. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Danvat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. This is Vinita Gandharvika Devidasi from Charlotte. Oh my God, from Texas.
Wish you were here, Mataji. Wish you were here.
I wish one day I'll say that, Mataji. I'm wishing.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Vinita Gandharvika, Mataji. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Srila Gurudev. Welcome, Mataji. Thank you so much for all your services and welcome to today's call, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Chinmay Prajapriya Mataji, Danvat Pranam. My Danvat Pranams to all the assembled devotees. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Sri Gurudev. This is Sushmita from Canada. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Sushmita Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Srila Gurudev. Welcome, Mataji. Thank you for all your beautiful services. Thank you for your pleasant demeanor. Such a sweet person. Welcome, Mataji, for today's call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Danvat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. This is Neetu from Baltimore.
Hare Krishna, Neetu Mataji, please accept my obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Srila Gurudev. Thank you, Mataji, for joining every day. And welcome, Mataji, for today's call.
Hare Krishna, Chinmay Mataji, Danvat Pranam to you and all Vaishnavas. Srila Prabhupada, Srila Gurudev ki jai, Vrinda, Bala Vrinda, Danvat.
Hare Krishna, Vrinda Gopika Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Srila Gurudev. Thank you, Mataji, for joining every day, encouraging all the speakers and being there for us. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Mataji, it is 11:01 and Prabhu is also joining. Can we start, Mataji? Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare.
Dear Lord.
Are you able to see my video? Is it coming on?
Not, it's dark, Prabhuji.
Yeah, I mean, it is a black screen. I'm also not. Just give me 2 minutes. Let me work this out.
Sure, Prabhuji. By then we'll reach Srila Prabhupada's quote. Take your time. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Welcome to Bhakti Sanga Japa session. And we are very fortunate to have His Grace Achintya Gopesh Prabhuji with us. And talking on Caitanya Bhagavata. Before I hand over the call to Prabhuji, I will read Srila Prabhupada's quote for today. If the wife is helpful in the spiritual progress of life, she is the best friend and philosopher. So in Krishna consciousness, the wife is never a burden, but she is completely a counterpart. This was said by His Divine Grace in a letter to Vrindavan Chandra on 24th June 1970. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Mataji, Prabhuji dropped off, I think, right?
Yeah, it appears that way.
We'll wait. Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, 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 Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita. Hi Krishna, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, we are still not able to see you.
Prabhuji's audio is also mute. That's why the sound is not coming.
Ah, yes, Prabhuji. Maybe he's fixing it.
Maybe.
No, I'm somehow not able to fix the video. So I'm just trying to see if the PPT is coming on. If that is coming on, then
Okay.
we could at least
Sure.
start that. You're able to see the PPT, right?
Yes,
Yes.
Prabhu, looks good.
Yeah, somehow it's just the video. I don't know why is there a filter there. Something. Okay, good. So can we start?
Yes,
Yeah.
Prabhu.
Prabhu, just a thought. Maybe if you are using your camera on any other device, like maybe it can just be the webcam feature on the computer, or maybe some other device like Teams or whatever, then it will automatically shut down the camera on Zoom. That happens multiple times with people. So you may want to check that. Yeah.
So, I just let me see. So what's the best way to find that out? I will just do Control or Delete.
Just check if any other app is running in the background and kill the app. I don't know if you're at work, if you can do it, but if
Yeah,
not,
I'm just trying to see. There seem to be 2 Zoom meetings. How this works.
Or else, Prabhuji, you can join from the phone for only camera and audio would be the computer audio.
Yeah. Right. Let me try and do that.
Recording in progress.
So there is an echo.
yeah, you may want to mute your phone and just keep camera. Mute the speaker on the phone and just keep camera. This is perfect, Prabhu. You may have to unmute on one of the devices that you wish to speak.
Do that.
Yes. Okay. Prabhu, if you don't want to be on video,
one device you
You
can
can
remove
disconnect
audio.
audio, Prabhu, in the other device.
Right.
Right.
No? No, we can't hear you, Prabhu.
Is it better?
No, you may want to mute the speaker on one of the devices that
Yeah,
you're
I'm
not
doing
using.
that. Yeah, I'm doing that.
Yeah.
Is this better now? Is it audible?
Yes, very nice. Thank you, Prabhu. You can get started.
Thank you so
Okay.
much, Prabhuji, for
No
joining.
problem. Sorry for this. I think something acted up.
No worries, Prabhu. We are eagerly waiting to hear from you, Prabhuji. And Prabhuji will be talking on Caitanya Bhagavata Madhya Leela. He'll be starting the new chapter for us, Glories of Nityananda. Please take over, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Om Ajnanatimirānandasya Jnananjanasalakhaya Chakshurunmalitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyatya Desha Tarine Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. गुरवे गौरचंद्राय राधिकाय तदालये कृष्णाय कृष्ण भक्ताय तद्भक्ताय नमो नमः जयतां सुरतो पंगो ममंदमतेर्गतिः मत् सर्वस्व पादाम्बोजो राधा मदनमो. Hare Krishna. So we are today discussing Caitanya Bhagavata Madhya Leela, slokas 1 to 10, the glories of Nityananda Prabhu. So really happy to be among all of you and discussing the glories of Nityananda Prabhu. We did discuss the glories during the 9th chapter and also the 10th chapter. So today, again, we are discussing some special glories, and also we are going to talk about the childhood pastimes of Nityananda Prabhu. So I was looking at the chapters and I was wondering that how is the Chaitanya Bhagavat flowing? And it was very nice that in the 10th chapter, we were discussing the conclusions of the Mahaprakash Leela. Now, when we are discussing the conclusions of the Mahaprakash Leela, we are specifically discussing how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is dealing with his intimate associates and fulfilling their innermost desires, exchanging very confidential rasas. And in doing so, he is also teaching the basic tenets of bhakti. Like we saw in the pastimes of Mukundat, we saw in the pastimes of Kalavecha Sridhar, and so on and so forth. And then in the 13th chapter, and beyond that, we will see that this preaching movement, which was this entire thing which was focused within Srivas Thakur's house, and which was essentially non-different from the Ras Leela, and essentially it was only for an inner group of people, starts to go out, and this love of Godhead is going to be distributed across everybody in Navdeep and then to everybody else in this universe from that perspective. So the entire pastime is going to move from inside Sriva's house to outside. And all the jivas are going to get the sweet mellows of Krishna-prema and Madhurya Ras. And this is the supreme benediction, supreme audarya which is going to happen. Now, what is the catalyst? How can people who are unqualified, or people in general, or people conditioned souls, how can they receive the highest pinnacle of this mercy? How can they receive the highest pinnacle of rasa, which is Madhurya Rasa? How is that they will become eligible? They will obviously only become eligible if they are graced by the Sandhini Shakti, where they are graced by the mercy of Nityananda Prabhu, or graced by the mercy of Guru Tattva. The Guru Tattva, or Guru, is the person who makes the unconditional soul, trains them to be ready to receive the mercy of Krishna or Krishna-prema. So it is very necessary that we understand the glories of Nityananda Prabhu, who is Guru Tattva, and then we can understand when this most merciful Nityananda Prabhu meets Jaga and Madha in the next chapters, then we can understand how he's giving this benediction even to the most fallen from that perspective. So that is one perspective where we are going to listen. Before we go to the 13th chapter, we're going to listen 11th and 12th, the glories of Nityananda Prabhu. That's one perspective. The other perspective is obviously also we have discussed many times that Chaitanya Leela is an extension of Bhagavatam and of all other Leelas. So the desires, the spiritual desires which have not been fulfilled or have been fulfilled partially in the previous Leelas in Bhagavatam are continued in Chaitanya Leela, and those desires are fulfilled. And last time we discussed at length how Lord Balram initially was appearing as younger brother in the Leela of Ramayana, and he was somewhat wondering that I want to protect my elder brother from all the inconveniences, but he had to go to the forest, he had to walk on the thorns and the pebbles, and he had to leave the kingdom. I didn't want him to do that. I didn't want to leave Sita Mata, but I had to leave her and go in assistance, and Sita Mata got kidnapped. I didn't want Sita Mata to enter the fire to proving herself, but she had to go do that. There are so many things I had to do, which because he was the elder brother and also because I'm subservient. But this time I will become the elder brother and become Balram, and then things he has to obey my orders. So these kind of things where it gives a great amount of resentment, I don't have to go through, or at least from an external perspective, that was one of the thoughts. Or internally, the idea was I will not let my Lord go through any difficulties. But it so happened in Krishna Leela also that Subhadra got married against the wishes of Balram. The entire Kurukshetra war happened. Duryodhana, he didn't want killed. Duryodhana got killed. So still everything was going on from a very different perspective than what Lord Balram was looking at. Not that he was not satisfied, but still again he saw that Krishna is undergoing a lot of trouble. The devotees are undergoing a lot of trouble, which he did not want to so participate in. So it is said as Nityananda Prabhu, he came as complete Avadhuta. And as an Avadhuta, he was beyond even the sannyas order. He was fully merged in the ecstasies of what is happening in the spiritual world or in the spiritual realm. And he was completely oblivious to the happenings of this material realm. He was relishing the ecstasies. And so he was completely acting so-called from this material realm like a madman. So he was acting as he wanted. And you have heard those pastimes in the 11th chapter, how he was, dancing around, having food, throwing the food in the air. There's so many things that you have seen how Nityananda Prabhu was acting. So from that perspective also, Nityananda Prabhu, as in Avadhuta, also reciprocated with lot of desires of many of his intimate devotees. So like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu reciprocated in the Mahaprakash Leela, there are a lot of things. So in the 11th chapter, you saw how he reciprocated with Malini Devi. Malini Devi, as you would have heard, is actually a maidservant in Krishna Leela called Ambika. So there was a reciprocation from a loving, taking care of a child, like a assistant to the mother, taking care of the child, feeding the child, and so on and so forth. Those pastimes Nityananda Prabhu reciprocated to, and many similar pastimes living in the house of Srivas Thakur. And within the house of Srivas Thakur, these childhood rasas are being enjoyed by Lord Nityananda. And Lord Nityananda has few more reciprocations in his childhood pastime. So he's in this ecstasy of being like a small child. There are no external considerations, no considerations even like Balram, that you are the elder brother, you should take care of your younger brother, you should be always. So almost it becomes Vatsalya when Balram takes Krishna into the forest. But here is completely aloof and in the mood of an Avadhuta, is enjoying his childhood things and he is reciprocating with his devotees. So we are also going to see the extension of some of those childhood pastimes which are going to happen within Srivas Thakur's house or in that vicinity before the preaching starts spreading to everyone from that perspective. So in that context, also we can see this 12th chapter where we are going to read about more about the endless childhood pastimes of Nityananda Prabhu and many things which probably he couldn't do in Bhagavatam, he is doing here from that perspective. So we will read the verses and we will discuss them. Text 1. Jaya Vishwambara Sarva Vaishnavera Natha Bhakti Diye Jive Prabhu Kara Atma Sata. All glories to Vishwambara, the Lord of all Vaishnavas. O Lord, please bestow your devotional service on the living entities and deliver them. That is the mission of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And we'll talk about this, but we'll just read 3-4 slokas and then discuss that. Text 2. Hena Leela Nityananda Vishwambara Sange Navadipe Dui Jane Kare Bahurange. In this way, Lord Nityananda and Lord Vishwambara enjoyed various pastimes in Navadvipa. Krishnanande Alokika Nityananda Raya Niravadi Balakera Praya Vyavasaya. Lord Nityananda was fully absorbed in transcendental ecstatic love for Krishna, yet he constantly behaved like a young boy. Purport. Persons who are intoxicated by material happiness do not possess any information about the happiness derived from Krishna's service. Since Lord Nityananda was fully intoxicated by ecstatic love for Krishna, he constantly displayed the characteristics of a small boy. People who are intoxicated by material enjoyment deviate from the principle of simplicity by taking shelter of worldly deceit. Such material conceptions were never found in the characteristics of Nityananda. So, very wonderful opening 3 verses. The first verse, we see the entire expression of the external pastimes which are going to happen. One of the reasons for the advent of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is to deliver this Krishna-prema to everybody and deliver the entire universe. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is described as the Lord of all the Vaishnavas, specifically because Vaishnavas are here to spread the glories of the Lord, and they are trying to preach, they are trying to serve all living entities. And here Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has appeared, of course, as the Supreme Lord. He is the Lord of all Vaishnavas. Also, he's appeared as a devotee. And from that perspective also, he's appeared as the supremest devotee of the Lord, along with Radharani. So that way is also, he's the Lord of all Vaishnavas. And he's going to do something what Vaishnavas are best known of. We say Vaishnavanam Yata Shambho. Shambho is one of the topmost of Vaishnavas because he preaches even to the ghosts and in the crematoriums and all those places. So what Vaishnavas like to do, he does the most difficult of preaching. So he's the topmost of Vaishnavas. So similarly, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is going to now give out the entire Krishna-prema to all the living entities and do the topmost of preaching nobody has done before. So also he is the Lord of Vaishnavas. So when it's also said that if the Lord becomes most munificent, then the devotees want to become the most fallen so that they can receive the mercy. So most fallen not in the sense that they do abominable thing, but most fallen in the sense of being the most meek and humble. So here it is being prayed that please give me your devotional service and let your purpose of your incarnation be fulfilled and deliver all the souls. Kara Atma Sat, make them your own from that perspective. So this is the purpose of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Leela. And from that purpose, internally, they were doing a lot of Leelas within the house of Shiva's Angan. And that is where Nityananda Prabhu and Vaishnava Prabhu, dono sange, both together in Navdeep, they were doing bahurange, different rasas, different colors of those rasas. And Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami has been describing those different mellows, and the different mellows they exchange with different devotees, and the different mellows they are exchanging between themselves. And they have been enjoying. Largely, they have been fulfilling their internal reasons for their appearances and fulfilling the extension of the leelas that were happening before in Bhagavatam. And all of this was in the closed circle, and also giving to their devotees very wonderful rasas that they had not enjoyed before. But now, what is happening? Here it is said that in that mood, Nityananda Prabhu was in the mood of a young boy, and he was like an avduta, not caring for the external world, constantly being absorbed in the mood of a young boy. Why was he so intoxicated? There are reasons given. Of course, in Vrindavan, he is a young boy. But more than that, here a fantastic reason is given. In our heart, we know we are the soul. Above that, where the soul and the consciousness comes in touch with the material body, chitta, consciousness, chetana comes in touch, chitta. Chitta is the root of the mind. From there, false ego, intelligence, and material mind, which are all can be characteristics at mind, starts to develop. And there are different anarthas, unwanted desires, and then we start acting on the basis of so many unwanted desires. When we reach the stage of ruci, then we start getting taste in the chitta and beyond, and hence the mind, rather than going out for taste, starts going in, and in asakti it starts completely going in, and in bhava and prema it settles in the heart. And when somebody is experiencing just Krishna-prema, he doesn't want anything external. One. Two, he or she can see that they are all part and parcels of Krishna. So like a finger serving the body, they do everything for the service of the pleasure of the Supreme Lord. So they don't want anything for themselves, and they are completely giving service. And in that ecstatic love, so much love is happening in the heart that they are completely serving. So they are completely very simple. They are very innocent hearted. All they want is the service of other devotees and to please other devotees and Krishna. They are so pure hearted. Whereas if somebody does not have that Krishna prem, then it is natural for the soul to hanker for some love. And then they have to look for that love in the material world. And the love in the material world is about you, yourself. And there, this duality develops. This duality is the root of all duplicity and non-simplicity. The duality is I am separate from Krishna. I have to enjoy separate from Krishna. And hence, there is my desire and there is Krishna's desire. These are two things. Then duplicity develops. Simplicity goes away. Then I have to do something separately for Krishna, separately for me. You might desire something, but I desire something else. So I try to somehow behave duplicitly to try and get my desire done. Whereas in people who have these Krishna prema, they don't have this duality. Their heart is completely simple. It is very innocent. And that's why it is said here that this is different from all the different material enjoyments which make people deviate from the principle of simplicity. So such material conceptions are not there in Nityananda. Now this is the second part. The first part is obviously he is a cowherd boy in Vrindavan. Second part is he is completely, immersed in the love for Krishna. So he is very simple. And there are no material conceptions. And then Nityananda is, like we discussed, completely absorbed in this boyhood or childhood rasa, dealing with Malini Mata, or Ambika, or dealing with Srivas Thakur, and really exchanging, or even dealing with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as Krishna, completely like a unfettered boy who is fully in his ecstasies, and he's enjoying, like we said, the personal rasas which he had not, which is left over from his other leelas in the Bhagavad. So what is he enjoying? You can see here. So you will see that, सबरे देखिए प्रीत मधुर संभाषा अपना अपनी नृत्य वाद्य गीत हासा. Nityananda spoke sweetly with everyone he saw. He engaged in dancing, singing, playing musical instruments, and laughing. And then स्वभावानंदे क्षणे करे न हुंकारा सुनील अपूर्व बुद्धि जन्मजय सवाराम. Sometimes he roared loudly out of his own ecstasy. Hearing his roar, everyone became struck with wonder. And then text 6. वर्षते गंगाये देयु कुंभेरे वेष्टिता ताहटे बसाये तिलर देखा नहीं बीता. During the rainy seasons, the waves of the Ganges were full of crocodiles. Yet Nityananda fearlessly floated in those waters. So we can see some of the Ashtasattvic Vikars, and he was also in his own ecstasy, singing, playing musical instruments, laughing out loud. And you will also see that sometimes people would have experienced, of course, this is a small experience compared to ecstasy, but if you're hearing the holy name very carefully, and the holy name, and if your mind is engaged in the holy name, it goes in and starts hitting the chitta. So once it goes into the chitta, then it starts to, Maharaj says, mixing with the soul consciousness. The whole thing is mixing, and then your chanting becomes very loud. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. And that's not forceful. And some of the senior devotees say that the name is chanting you, right? So name goes in and chants. So these are preliminary things. But as I'm presuming, as ecstasy becomes very profound, then there is this entire roar of ecstasy. And because it is also said, I heard somebody, it was very senior devotee, saying that that soul is very minute, and Krishna is the ocean of bliss. This is the reservoir of bliss. And when Krishna's attention falls on the soul, it cannot just, completely take this unlimited bliss. And when that unlimited bliss flows in, it just flows out, roars out, and from the eyes, it's the entire streaming of tears. The voice becomes loud, and then it becomes choked. So all these ecstatic feelings, Nityananda Prabhu is obviously he is remembering. And what is he remembering? There are many things, we will talk about it. But in the Krishna Leela, these brothers, Krishna and Balram, used to swim in Yamuna. And we know the pastime when Ganges said that, oh my Lord, your lust of your lotus feet has fallen in the Yamuna. You have personally associated with Yamuna, but you are not associated with me. Of course, I come from the lotus feet of the Lord. So here, as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Krishna blessed the Ganges with his association. And Nityananda Prabhu is also doing the same. He jumps into the Ganges and swims across so swiftly. And there were many crocodiles with the rainy season, like the season now. And there were many crocodiles there, but he was unafraid. He was just swimming. Somewhere it is also described he was fighting with the crocodiles. He was, wrestling with the crocodiles, and so on and so forth. Of course, so Nityananda Prabhu is giving his association to Ganges. Of course, Ganges rides, Ganga Mata rides on the crocodiles. So he's also associating with the crocodiles. And it's also written in the purport, I think in the next purport, that Nityananda Prabhu, because he is in the ecstasy of Krishna consciousness, he sees everybody as a part and parcel of Krishna. So he doesn't differentiate. He cannot see that, oh, this is a wild animal, crocodile, and this is a poisonous animal, and this is dangerous, that is dangerous. He is in the ecstasy. He can see Krishna in everyone, and in that ecstasy, he is just giving out divine love and divine mercy. So all the crocodiles also are getting the divine mercy of the Lord, and he is swimming very blissfully in the Ganges water. This is one perspective. The other perspective is also that's why many of our acharyas say that even our all the sannyasis say that swimming is a Vaishnava sport. Why do they say swimming is a Vaishnava sport? Because if you have noticed, and I'm sure all of you have taken bath in different kundas and Ganges and Yamuna, if you pay obeisances, pray to the river, personification of the river, the gods of the river, and then you slowly enter respectfully, and then you swim, then you will feel that not only your heart is cleansed, there is a wave of love. It's like an embrace that happens when you are entering the river and swimming. If you have done it in a devotional mode, in kirtan, and so on and so forth, not in the mode of enjoying in the river, then you'll feel the mercy of the river, whether it is Ganges or Yamuna, and the sweet love that Yamuna holds transferring into your heart. So actually you are associating with, and it's like associating with the Vaishnava, talking with the Vaishnava, and hearing all the realizations of his heart and the sweetness of his heart into you. So you are experiencing the ecstasy, or you're associating with river Yamuna or Ganga from that perspective. So also when the Vaishnavas swim in the river, they are very mercifully associating with the personality of the river. And here Nityananda Prabhu is swimming in the Ganges and giving his mercy and giving his association, and also associating with Ganga Mata. That is the other thing. That is the second perspective. The other perspective, third perspective, is also that when we enter places like Yamuna or Ganges, we see that Krishna has been here, and Krishna has been bathing in this river. Radharani has been bathing in this river. The gopis have been in this river. Or the Ganges is an emanation from the lotus feet of the Lord, the water which is washing the lotus feet of the Lord and coming. So when you're in that water and swimming, you can actually feel, or I mean, the people who are in that stage can feel that this is non-different from Krishna. This is the water which has washed the lotus feet of Krishna, and then also become ecstatic. And in that ecstasy, Nityananda Prabhu associating in Krishna's in the mood of Krishna's love, he is associating with the Ganges, which is the water flowing from the lotus feet of Krishna. So, however you look at it, during the rainy season when Ganges was flooded, Nityananda Prabhu as a boy, of course boys like to swim, but as in the mood of the boy, they was just swimming in Ganges and enjoying and giving the mercy which only Yamuna received. Now this being freely coming to Ganga as well. सर्वलोक देखी दरे करे हाया हाया तथा विभाषणे हसी Nityananda Raya. On seeing him floating, people became frightened and exclaimed, "Alas, alas!" But Nityananda smiled and continued to float. Of course, Navadivasis had love towards Nityananda and the small boy, so they were wondering, "Oh, Nityananda, what has happened to Nityananda? He is floating." And they were thinking something would have happened to him. Oh, he has some crocodile bit him, some snake bit him. What has happened to him? But and their natural concerns and love used to come up. But Nityananda Raya used to float. This is one of the other childhood pastimes. If you had seen that during the Krishna Leela, Krishna would do many things and Yashoda Maya would have great anxiety. Oh, what has happened to my boy? What has happened to my... This is also part of that Vatsalya Rasa, dealing with young children, that at times they do things which bring so much anxiety. And that's anxiety is that, and that anxiety is a overpouring of the love, and which comes like a concern, or which comes like a overpouring of the heart, and sometimes even as anger, because we've seen sometimes you're walking and the child suddenly starts to run out of the house or tries to cross the road, and the mother becomes very angry. What are you doing? Gives so much anxiety to the mother. That is one part of the perspective. The other perspective is also that many a times when Krishna leaves Vrindavan, or when in the battlefield suddenly Krishna, it looks like Krishna is getting injured, all right, or Lakshmana faints, or Lord Rama and Lakshmana are caught up in the Nagpash, then the devotees are become very anxious. And this anxiety which overpours the love, especially Krishna disappears, Krishna goes away to Dwaraka, this, you start to feel separation, you will start to feel the anxiety. That is what condenses Krishna-prema into a completely state when you can enter the pastime of the Lord in this universe and also into Goloka. So also to give mercy and condense the Krishna-prema, these kind of pastimes, when the devotees used to feel so much love for Nityananda, oh, what has happened? Why has, even in the childhood pastimes, when he was in Ekachakra, to faint, oh, what has happened to Lord Nityananda? But what can happen to Lord Nityananda? They cannot, because he is Ananta himself. As you can see here, it is said, Anantera bhave prabhu bhasanena gangaya na bujiya sarva loke karahaya haya. Kare haya haya. Nityananda floated in the Ganges in the mood of Ananta. Not understanding his glories, everyone lamented, alas, alas. Lord Ananta eternally lies down in the casual ocean. In the same mood, Nityananda floated in the Ganges by the way of swimming. Those who did not know his glories became filled with anxiety. So Nityananda Prabhu is also Ananshesh. We know that he's also all the paraphernalia of the Lord. The chair in which he sits, the umbrella, the shoes, the dham, everything is Lord Nityananda Prabhu. Now, when he is lying down as Ananta on the bed, the Lord lies down. And Ananta is swimming in the casual ocean. He's swimming in the Karbodyakshay ocean. So a river is not going to affect him. But then, okay, there are again different perspectives. When he's in the casual ocean, or when he's in the Garbhodyakshay ocean, it is actually coming from the pores of sweat from Lord Garbhodyakshay Vishnu, and in association, in that wonderful association of the Lord, he's floating in that ocean, wonderful association of bliss. Here Ganges is emanating from the toe of the Lord, and he is again floating in that ocean, in the river of bliss, which is also emanating from the Lord. So either way, he is associating with Krishna and the water emanating from Krishna. So in that mood, he's completely floating in that ecstasy, in the mood of Ananta, like a big serpent floating in the casual ocean. And he's oblivious to anything else. He's just enjoying that association of that water. But other people who are looking at him, they if they don't know the glories of Lord Nityananda, they are saying, alas, alas, these glories have not been revealed. Still that preachings have not happened. It's all only within a few group of devotees, and they are crying, alas, alas. And just in that crying, they develop love for Nityananda. Now, here, text 9. Anande murchita vayena kona kshana tina chari divase o nahaya chetanam. Sometimes he lost consciousness due to ecstatic love and did not regain consciousness even after 3 or 4 days. So he's swimming, he's floating, and he's also losing consciousness. Ei matara kata achintya katana ananta muketa nari karite varannana. In this way, Nityananda performed many other inconceivable pastimes. I could not describe them all, even if I possessed unlimited forms. So, within this, there are unlimited pastimes. Of course, there are unlimited pastimes that Nityananda performed. But within it also there are unlimited pastimes. And within the unlimited, there is more unlimited. So it becomes impossible to describe. For example, Nityananda Prabhu fainted. Now, ecstatically, when does one faint? So in the higher realms, we have seen this multiple times. For example, many of the acharyas, many of the Vaishnava acharyas, when they are doing some external service, but they get the remembrance of Krishna. And being in Krishna-prema, when they get the remembrance, the mind goes in so much, and suddenly all the consciousness is withdrawn, and they are going into a completely different realm. We have seen this with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also. He goes into a completely different realm. He goes into Krishna Leela, and he's participating in the Leela with the Lord, and he's not in external consciousness here at all. Now, similarly, we have seen in the case of Nityananda Prabhu, when he was performing childhood pastimes, sometimes he used to go into this thing, or when he into ecstasy, or when he used to be, before meeting Chaitanya Prabhu, roaming everywhere. For example, one of these is this pastime. When Nityananda Prabhu was going around visiting all pilgrimage places, he came to Ayodhya. And when he came to Ayodhya, and when he came near the river Ganges and Sarayu, he fainted. Why did he faint? He suddenly came to a place where Guha was there. Guha is the king of the Nishadas, king of the tribal men, from where the Lord crossed the Ganges and went to the other side. You know, Ramayana, what had happened was Lord Ram was asked to go to the forest for 14 years. So Lord Ram wore all this Mriga Charma and all of that cloth, and he started along with Sita ji and Lakshman ji to the forest. But the entire Ayodhya followed. So he went to a place in the night where he was staying, and all the Ayodhya Vasis was with him, and he was sleeping. And in the early morning, he got up. He told Sumantra, the charioteer, that you take the chariot some way ahead, and then turn and come into the grass and drive it backward. So they went to the other side. And when Ayodhya Vasis got up, they saw that Lord Ram was gone and the tires were going somewhere else, but they couldn't find him. Because Lord Ram said, then it will not be Vanvas. If all the Praja is following with me, what will be the Praja for Bharat? That will be cheating. That I cannot do. And anyway, all these people have to experience that separation for their love to solidify. And then he came ahead, and after a long story, but he came to the banks of the Ganges, and he had to cross. He didn't want to stay on this side because all the Ayodhya Vasis can still come. So when he was there, he met the king of the tribal men, Guha. And Guha, now please understand, we say that Ayodhya is above Vaikuntha because the Lord is more intimate there. Of course, Dwarka even more intimate, Vrindavan most intimate. But Narayana things are official in Vaikuntha. But in the realm of Lord Ram is the king, but he also comes down and associates with monkeys, with tribals, and all of that. This is the first time Lord Ram is coming out of Ayodhya and associating. Of course, he went for his studies with Vishwas, but beyond that, he's coming out and not being the prince, and he's associating with the tribal persons. And this Guha doesn't know what to do. He comes forward, and Lord Ram very happily receives him, embraces him. And Guha becomes so charmed on seeing the beautiful form of the Lord, and with Lakshmanji, Sita ji, it's so beautiful. He becomes completely in love for Lord Ram. He invites them, he gives them fruits and all of that, and he has a small hut for them to stay. But Lakshman is very suspicious. What is this person? He's, because of his love for Lord Ram, is always protecting. He keeps roaming around the hut. And when in the night he meets Guha, he talks to him, and he sees how much love does Guha have for Lord Ram. And then next day, Guha says, you please stay here. Don't go. you just stay 14 years, be with me, and then everything. And if you want, we will go attack Bharat. He said, no, I won't stay here because all the Ayodhya-vasis will come here. Anyway, I've been told not to stay here, but in the forest. So I should go to the forest. That's the promise I have given. So he wanted to cross. So Guha very reluctantly lets go of Lord Ram. He calls one of his boatmen. And of course, that is another story, like you all know. The boatman, he's in the middle of the river. Now see what wonderful opportunity the boat person has. That the Lord of the universe will come to his boat. What more does anyone need? The Lord of the universe will set his feet on the boat. But apparently the boatman talks very differently. He says, you want me to ferry him? Yes. Who this is? Who is this? This is Prince Ram? Yes. You want me to ferry him? Yes. No, I will not do. Why? Oh, this is the same person who touched with his feet the rock, and the rock turned into Ahalya. Now, with the same dust of his lotus feet, he will touch my boat, and my boat will turn into a woman. What will I do? I already have a wife, and there is another woman. How will I take care? My only way of sustenance is this boat. And if I lose the boat also, I'll lose all my income, all my money. How can I sustain? No, it's not possible. So apparently he's talking very material. And everybody is shocked. There is such an opportunity for this person to take the Lord of the universe. And he's talking like this. And also the prince, such a charming person. How stupidly, materially is he talking? What is happening? But Lord Ram understands. He smiles. He says, okay, so what should I do? He says, no. The dust of a lotus feet is there, then it is very dangerous. So then he says, then what should be done? Then he says, that's where the intelligent devotee is there. He says, I will wash your lotus feet. I'll remove all the dust. And then when the dust is removed, then you can step onto my boat. Then everybody starts smiling. They understand, oh, this person wants to wash the feet of Lord Ram and have that Charanamrit. So everybody becomes very happy. So he comes, washes the feet, takes the Charanamrit and drinks. Hey, why are you drinking? No, he sprinkles it. And then they board the boat. It's a long story. I'm giving the highlights. And then he crosses over. And when you go to the other side, Lord Ram is so overwhelmed with his service. And this is where the oneness of the heart between the husband and the wife, between the Lord and his consort is there. Lord Ram in his heart wants to reward this person. As a prince, if somebody does service, he will reward. As the Supreme Personality of Godhead, even if it does small service, he will give the biggest of reward. But at this point, he is not having anything. He just not even looks, he just thinks about it, looks at Sita Devi. Sita Devi has one, bangle or one necklace. She immediately removes and gives it to this boatman. He says, no, I don't want anything. I have had the most wonderful Charnamrit, but they still want to give. So that is the heart of the Lord. Small service, they reciprocate, and that's a lot of heart of Sita Devi. She understands exactly what Lord Ram wants. And anyway, even by sprinkling the water of Lord Ram, he might not have got delivered, but with Sita Devi's kripa, this person certainly will get delivered. So that's why you would have heard that song, that the person who makes the Lord, who makes all the devotees cross the ocean, for him to cross a devotee's boat was required. Right? So like this was and then what happens is, after 14 years, he says, I'll come after 14 years. Guha is waiting, who's not the boatman, the leader of the tribals. And when he doesn't see, he's almost takes a fire and he's about to commit suicide when Hanuman comes and says, Lord Ram is coming. And when Lord Ram comes, he becomes so ecstatic. So this is the love which Lakshman almost misunderstood, but then realized how loving Guha is. And when Lord Nityananda reached that place, and when he remembering this ecstasy of love and the dealings between him and Guha and Lord Ram and Guha, he faints. So like this, many ecstatic remembrance comes when he is floating in Ganga, in Navdeep, and visiting different pastime places in Navdeep, which also has all these pastime places. So there are different pastimes that he remembers, which in itself are indescribable. And within that pastimes, there are other pastimes which are also ecstasies. And at every second, here he is doing another pastime. And there is so much within one, it is indescribable. How many mellows, how many rasas, what and all came to his mind, whether he was in the mood of Ananta, whether he's in the mood of Balram, in the mood of Lakshman, with the mood of Paduka, what was his mood? Who can describe? It is unlimitedly undescribable. So all these ecstasies, Nityananda Prabhu is experiencing, and Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami says that this is undescribable. However, in the next chapter, we are going to see, in the next few chapters, we are going to see the deliverance of Jagai and Madhai, and many, many wonderful pastimes, breaking of the danda and many other pastimes. So, it is very important that we understand this 12th chapter and the glories of Nityananda, because we also know that when we go in the first stages from Shraddha, Sadhu Sangha, Bhajana Kriya, anartha-nivritti till Nishta, it is the Sandhini Shakti, it is the Shakti of Balram, which forms the base. It is the Guru Tattva, which pulls a conditioned soul and gives initiation and helps him chant to remove the anarthas. This is the base of the stage. That is Balram Shakti. And after Nishta, the first rays of Ahladini Shakti falls on the heart. And that is when ruci develops. And that is Radharani's mercy. And when this Radharani's mercy fructifies into bhava, and then the stage is set, everything is set, then Krishna arrives, Krishna-prema arrives. So it is said that without the blessings of Nityananda Prabhu or Lord Balram, you cannot achieve Krishna-prema. That's the base. That's point number one. It is also said that, what was I saying? That Nityananda Prabhu's kripa, so the inner circle of devotees, of gopis who are serving Krishna is handled by Radharani. Their guru is Radharani, whose guru is Lalita. Right? So Radharani handles the inner circle of servants who are serving Krishna. But for one to get into that inner circle, you need the recommendation of Balram or Nityananda. Only the people who Nityananda Prabhu recommends, they get into the inner circle and they come under the shelter of Ananga Manjari, who is also Balram, and Rupa Manjari, who trains them. Right? So it is through Nityananda Prabhu's blessing that one can get into the inner circle of Radha Krishna's service. So also you need the blessings of Nityananda Prabhu. Now, if somebody, we have been hearing this constantly, Hena Nitai Kripa, without Nitai Prabhu's Kripa, it is not possible. But the question is, what do you mean by blessings of Nityananda? How do we receive the mercy of Nityananda? What is the way? And especially in ISKCON, how do we do this? Can anybody share their thoughts? How is that? What is the meaning of you receiving blessings of Nityananda Prabhu? How do we receive the blessings of Nityananda?
Following the instructions of the spiritual master.
Yes. Following the instructions of spiritual master. Yes. Anybody else has any other opinion?
Doing Sankirtan and connecting more people to the Krishna consciousness.
Yes. Sankirtan, preaching. Yes, definitely. That is also true. What you're saying are different aspects, which is true. Anything else? Or, yeah, go ahead.
Only if Nityananda Prabhu is.
Yes, only Nityananda Prabhu. Sorry, Prabhu, we lost you. Or can I ask the question that how by following the orders of Guru, or what specifically? For example, if most people in this call are following the orders of Guru and doing sadhana, preaching, kirtan. So what is that specifically that will allow us to gain the
Devotion
mercy?
service.
Krishna-prema. Krishna-prema.
Yeah. Krishna-prema, how do you attain?
Chanting the
Devotion
holy name.
service.
Chanting the holy name.
Serving Vaishnavas.
Yeah, that is also something that Nityananda Prabhu show in Raghunath Das pastime. Raghunath Das Goswami serving the Vaishnavas. Yes, that is correct. See, this part we need to, I mean, this is not the only way, but this part we can understand more in detail on how it is done within our sampradaya and also within our institution in ISKCON. Because what happens is if we don't understand that part, sometimes we become deviated because we are then trying to follow people from the Siddha Pranali and many other upper sampradayas and try and get deviated. Prabhu, were you trying to say something?
Yeah, actually my connection went off.
Yeah, sorry,
I was telling that this Nityananda Prabhu is the Adi Guru, so if you please him, then only Mahaprabhu will get pleased. You cannot directly get the mercy like that. So the root is, we have to always see that Nityananda Prabhu is happy and we do whatever he says. So the gate opens.
Absolutely, absolutely correct. So the gate opens when Nityananda Prabhu is pleased. So how do we please Nityananda Prabhu? By following the instruction of Guru. But what do we do specifically in following the instruction of Guru? That is so very correctly you have pointed out. So the first instruction of Guru comes at the stage of Bhajana Kriya, which is chant 16 rounds, follow the 4 regulative principles, and associate with the devotees, do some service. When we do follow that very sincerely and regularly, then we start reaching the stages of anartha-nivritti when by chanting offenselessly, and then all of the unwanted desires in the heart started to get removed. But as we are all experienced, anartha-nivritti stage. Why is it a very long stage? But we are not doing pure chanting. That is one reason. How do we get to that pure chanting? The important thing is, yeah, go ahead, please.
We are in the Nama Bhas stage, no? That we are not in the Shuddha Nam.
Sorry, am I audible? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how do we cross over that the Nama Bhas stage? Now, what happens from a service perspective? I'll also talk about what happens from a chanting perspective. From a service perspective, as we are serving, initially we go distribute some prasad, do something, sit in some lectures, do something. But eventually, we start taking up more responsible services. When we are taking up more responsible services, then what happens is, if we are not there, the service won't happen. Either you're doing deity service or preaching or some important management service. You have to be there for the service to happen. So it becomes more responsible. And as we take more and more responsible service, that starts to occupy our mind and intelligence. Oh, I have to perform this, I have to do this, I have to do like this. And then our consciousness starts to change. And specifically in the 11th canto, second chapter, in the conversations with the Nimi, with the 9 Navayogendras, it is specifically said that once you've taken responsible services, you will reach a stage where the Guru gives some specific service, specific order. Go to the West and preach in the English language, like Prabhupada. Or specifically, you build a temple, you build this, you preach boldly. There are different instructions that Srila Prabhupada has given to many of his very senior disciples and our beloved Guru Maharaj. So that one service, when they start dedicating, it happened to Srila Prabhupada also, the order was there, you go to the West and preach. Eventually, his entire life became following that order. Now, in 11th canto says, when you start serving a pure devotee like that very responsibly, and you start focusing on that one instruction, naturally what happens? You become pure. Because all your other desires are now got dovetailed. You are following the desire of a pure devotee, and like Srila Prabhupada said, anybody serving a pure devotee, following the desires of the pure devotee is also a pure devotee. He becomes a pure devotee. And what does it mean becomes a pure devotee? He gets beyond the anartha-nivritti stage. And that is when Radharani starts to notice it. Like he noticed Shyamanand Prabhu yesterday, whose disappearance was there. This person is sincere. He is dedicatedly devoted to Jiva Goswami and doing the order of what he is saying, the service of sweeping. So now I will give him the mercy. So by doing responsible service with the Guru Tattva and following that one instruction of Guru Tattva of Nityananda Prabhu, then the mercy of Radharani is attracted, and then he moves from Nishtha to Ruci. So also, if we understand this 12th chapter and understand the glories of Nityananda Prabhu and get his mercy, then we will be able to understand the 13th chapter and beyond, where this mercy is being spread to all the conditioned souls. And it is because of Nityananda Prabhu's mercy that they can come in association with Radha and Krishna, who is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Right? So also this wonderful chapter is very important, where we are discussing the childhood ecstasies or ecstasies of that of a boy of Nityananda Prabhu, and then also understanding the glories of who is Nityananda Prabhu. And then we will understand when he comes and delivers Chaitanya, Jagai and Madai, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gives him the service of taking this Krishna-prema to everybody along with Haridas Thakur, then it becomes completely perceivable. So we need the mercy of Nityananda Prabhu, and that mercy of Nityananda Prabhu is received within ISKCON. And this is a very wonderful thing. If you had heard one of the realization sessions where the devotees were speaking about His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj, they said that everything that Guru says we have to prove. So it is said that in the nectar of instruction that Raganuga means you follow in the footsteps of a Brajvasi. Now, we are in Namabas. We can't even see the Leela. What footsteps of Brajvasis will we follow? But all the Brajvasis, Lalita Saki, Vishaka Saki, have come as Rupa Goswami, Sanatan Goswami, and actual Brajvasi we are following is Srila Prabhupada. And Srila Prabhupada has given certain orders to his disciples, and in that order we are following some of the services. We are either distributing books or building a temple. If we become very responsible in that service, and then we become singly focused on that specific instruction that is coming from Guru, the specific instruction will not come. Many of us have heard that and gone to Guru Maharaj and asked, please give me specific instruction. And the first thing they say is, chant 16 rounds, follow 4 again. Once you do that, then you come to the next level of taking some responsible service. You come to Mangalarti and you are coming regularly in Mangalarti, you do the responsible service. From responsible service, they are seeing that you are undergoing all the tribulations, still you are not deviating from the service, then you will get specific instruction. That is the mercy of Nityananda Prabhu. If we take to that specific instruction, like Raghunath Das Goswami took to Chida Dahi, or like Srila Prabhupada took to that one thing of preaching in the West in the English language, everything is revealed and Radharani's mercy comes. So the person said that if we follow Srila Prabhupada and his disciples like Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj, then we are following the instructions of following the Brajvasi. So we need not get deviated and go to Radhakund and start chanting, or go to some Siddhadeha person and trying to understand what's our Siddhadeha and all of that. This way of taking services within ISKCON and serving is where you get the mercy of Nityananda Prabhu. That is why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu came and did these pastimes. And when Prabhupada was asked, why is that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu didn't preach to everybody and deliver everybody? He said he's already delivered. The rest of the external work he has left for us. So all we need to do, this is Gopi Seva, this is Antaranga Seva, this is the way to get Nityananda Prabhu's mercy. If we continue, we will go into Ruci, Asakti, and finally enter the inner circle of Radharani's Seva. So if we understand this 12th chapter, all these blessings will be there with us. So we will hear and relish more of the pastimes of Nityananda Prabhu in the following verses, and after see some wonderful pastimes of how this Krishna-prema, which is in the heart of Nityananda Prabhu, he is going to spread to everybody, including Jagai and Madhya. So that is the introduction to the 12th chapter and the first 10 verses. Thank you very much again for this wonderful service of narrating some of these pastimes and remembering the pastimes. Very, very glad to be with all of you. And if I've said something beyond the purport, please forgive my ignorance. I beg forgiveness. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Go ahead.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Yes,
Krishna.
Hare.
Yes, Mataji, please go ahead.
Mata Prabhuji, Danvat Pranam. Thank you. Such a wonderful lecture. Every time we hear and a different nectars comes and it's really, I think, blissful. Prabhuji, little bit about the Raganuga Bhakti. Can you little bit more talk about it? I'll appreciate that. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. So Raganuga, by definition, is Raga Anuga, or following. Anuga means to follow in the specific raga or specific mellow of the heart that a Brajvasi has. So if, for example, your Subal Sakha is in the Priyanarma, he is like a Sakha, so you follow in the Sakha bhav, or like Yashoda Maya in the Vatsalya bhav. So you follow in the footsteps of a particular Brajvasi. This is the instruction in Nectar of Instruction. But I am not seeing any Brajvasi. When I chant, I cannot see the Leela because I am still in anartha-nivritti stage. After anartha-nivritti, Raganuga starts. So how do I do this? So some devotees artificially try and go to Radha Kund or wherever and try and do some bhajan and get into this, artificially imagine that they are following some particular Brajvasi, start thinking of the pastimes like Yashoda Maya churning the butter or Govardhan and artificially meditating on it and thinking that they are doing Raganuga Bhakti. But that is not the way of Raganuga. The actual way of following Raganuga is that all these Brajvasis have come in the Chaitanya Leela as Rupa, Raghunath, Lalita Sakhi, Vishaka Sakhi as Rai Ramananda and so on and so forth, Swarup Damodar and so on and so forth. Why have they come here? Because they are assisting Radha and Krishna with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in the preaching pastime. These pastimes has been recorded by Rupa Goswami, converted into Bengali language by Bhakti Vinod Thakur, published into books by Bhakti Siddhanta Goswami Maharaj, translated into English by Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, and his disciples are building temples and distributing these books. So our job to engage in Raganuga Bhakti or Gopi service is to understand our instruction of our Guru Maharaj, or first of all do 16 rounds for regulative principle, then take more responsible services in our community or temple, and eventually get to a stage when our Guru Maharaj, the specific desire or instruction we try to follow. If he has already left the body, if there is specific instruction and desires which he wanted to do, we take that up seriously and thereby come to spontaneous love or Raganuga from that perspective. So that is my understanding. I hope this clarifies your question.
Yes.
What is Raganuga? Yeah.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Yes. Krishnadas Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Prabhu,
Krishna.
can I ask the question, Prabhuji?
Yes, please.
Prabhu, now I don't want to mention the name. One of the senior devotees is around 20, 25, 30 years initiated. He was telling that I am going to Vrindavan next time, and there is something which I know that we have not got it. I want to go and check up. So I was worried that whether he's going out of ISKCON and going somewhere, and I was worried. So I want to know that he told that कुछ हम लोग पता नहीं, हमें जाके देखना पड़ेगा, कुछ है वृंदावन में. So when you told now, I thought that there's something which is not good, because what has been given by Prabhupada is enough for us. We have to follow. There's no need to go somewhere and find something. So I was wanting to know, should I stop him? He said, I'm going to Vrindavan and I'm going to meet somebody which we have not got. Some people have got, so I want to get it. So you may lose the full Krishna consciousness. No? Maybe if you go somewhere, then you may get lost. No? I wanted
Yes.
your advice. What should I
Yes.
tell him?
Yes. So I think you should definitely discuss this more with him. So, for example, if for example, like Prabhupada is instructed, you must go to the Dham, at least associate in the Kartik with other devotees who are coming, and in Navdeep during the Gaur Purnima. So if he's going, doing bhajan and deepening his thing and coming with that to preach here, then that is okay. But if he's going to meet somebody outside ISKCON, Gopal Krishna Maharaj, one of the important instruction was, and it is written very clear, never associate with any person, groups who is outside the authority of the GBs. So both from the management perspective, both from the spiritual. So if somebody is going there thinking the following things are available, so-called in Vrindavan, you can meet somebody from ex-Siddha Pranali or whatever that is. I don't want to get into specific. I'm not here to speak about a specific person or whatever. But they say, Dwadash, this characteristics, we will tell you who are you in the spiritual world, what is your characteristic, what is your bhava. This is all bogus, right? Because, because there is a process, and it is Bhaktivinoda Thakur has very nicely elaborated, Bhaktisiddhanta Goswami Maharaj, all these apasampradayas they have elaborated, all these unnecessary ideas, because somebody wants to jump. You have to pay the price. Bhaktisiddhanta Goswami Maharaj is, you have to pay the price of going through that process of anartha-nivritti and then slowly getting there. You cannot just jump just because you met somebody. So if at all he's going for that, specifically you should refer him to Bhaktivinoda Thakur's Bhaktisiddhanta Goswami Maharaj writing, or different Guru Maharaj within our Sampradaya who have clearly said that what are the, and they have seen some of their god brothers get lost from the deviated from the path just because of that. So it will be a great service on your part. But first you should discuss and understand what is this, and then accordingly instruct.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank
Anybody
you,
else? Yeah.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you so much for such a wonderful class. It was a very beautiful class, Prabhuji. I loved the pictures of Nityananda Prabhu in each and every slide. It was just so captivating. I just kept looking at them. And how you explain, Prabhuji, like we read Nityananda Prabhu is intoxicated, but you made us understand what exactly it was that was causing the intoxication. And very beautifully you went through the class, Prabhuji. And you were talking about how swimming is a Vaishnava sport. And yesterday we have the association of His Holiness Chandramauli Swami Maharaj here right now in our city. And Maharaj was also telling the same thing, like he was saying how wrestling, swimming, and joking are 3 Vaishnava sports. So, yes, and you taught us how, like, I don't swim, but you were revealing how the mood should be to people when they swim on rivers, and it was overall a very beautiful class, and how to get blessings of Nityananda. That was so instructive, Prabhuji. Very instructive class, very beautifully carried out class. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. You take your time, come and give so many valuable lessons to us. We ask you to keep coming again and again and again. Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
All your love. Thank you so much. I don't know what Nityananda Prabhu is thinking, but we are just trying to meditate and trying to speak. Of course, Nityananda Prabhu is like Krishna Goswami, so we don't even know what he's meditating.
Very true. This is a beautiful class, Prabhuji. Sikakara Prabhuji, have you raised your hand again, or was it from the past question, Prabhuji?
It was by, I already thank you so much. Achintya Prabhu, it was such a wonderful, absorbing class. You took us out of this place and you took us to Gaura Leela. Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you
so much.
Thank you, Mataji. Achintya.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, it's like a different type of questions. For example, you have taken the first initiation. One has taken the first initiation, and now, like the guru is there, not there. Then, what happens if one is ready for the second initiation? How does it
Yeah.
look?
So, if you look at the latest instructions or deliberations that have come after the disappearance of His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj, I'm using that as an example. There have been many past instances, Tamal Krishna Goswami Maharaj and many. If you're taken the first initiation and your guru has left the body, then there are other senior sannyasis who are referred to, and you can approach them and take Brahman Diksha. In specifically in the case of Gopal Krishna Maharaj, it was written that you continue to be the disciple of Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj, but you receive the Brahmin mantras from another senior disciple. So that is definitely possible because if he is living and if he is in the right situation and if the guru is giving the initiation, obviously you should not deviate and go to anybody else. But in the case that they have disappeared, then according to the GVC and others, the person whom they are appointed, you can take initiation, Brahmin initiation from them.
So, Miss, it's like, obviously for Gopal Krishna Maharaj is like given the instructions. And if the guru is there, one should not deviate and follow for the Brahmin Diksha, same guru.
Yes.
That's the best way.
That's
Thank
the
you,
best.
Prabhuji. Yeah. Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mataji. If there are no more realizations, shall we end the call, Prabhuji? Your permission?
Yes. Very much.
Prabhuji, sorry, I just have happen to have another question. If you don't mind, if you have time, I can ask.
Go ahead.
Yes, Prabhuji. Just actually, I know about the story, when we have a parent time after the Ekadashi, and it should follow the specific time. However, I know the Durvasa Rishi Rishi Maharaj story, but why exactly that particular time is so much important, Prabhuji?
See, why the parent time is most important? So, I mean, one part of this thing is when the Ekadashi ends and Dwadashi starts, that period is calculated, and because it is by the movement of the moon, it is not exactly 6 o'clock like the sun's appearance and others. So sometimes Ekadashi ends at the end of the day, sometimes the next day, and so on and so forth. And we follow Ekadashis, which is not mixed with Dashami. So we follow pure Ekadashis. So the next day when Dwadashi or Trayodashi starts, in that time, there is a specific window. And in that time, we break the fast so that one completes Ekadashi and flows on to Dwadashi from that perspective. Now that particular muhurta, which is usually 2.5 hours, but in certain times when the overlap is less, it can be a lesser time, is the best time to break Ekadashi. There are devotees who, if they don't break at that particular time, they again fast and so on and so forth. But generally, I would not recommend, at least I would not recommend that strenuous things for general Grihastha devotees. It's best to break in that time. And if you've for some reason forgotten, then pray to the Lord and again break and go ahead. But you get the maximum benefit from a overall karmakanda perspective or overall perspective. You get the maximum benefit if you break in that particular time. However, as followers of Sankirtan movement and pure bhakti, in case you sometimes slightly up and down, I would say we are doing it for the pleasure of Krishna, not for getting a particular benefit. So even if you deviate slightly here and there, I wouldn't become very fanatic about it. But it is best to break in that time, then you get the most benefit before the Dwadashi or Trayodashi starts. Does that answer that question?
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you so much. बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद Prabhuji. Hare
Thank you.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. We'll end the call now. Vanchakalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyeva cha patitanam Chaitanya Bhagavat ki jai, Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, His Grace Achintya Gopesh Prabhuji ki jai. Thank you,
Yeah.
Prabhu.
Yeah. Hare Krishna.